Adam van Koeverden is my target today. Adam van Koeverden, Ezra
called him a softcore porn star, or something like this.
Porn model or something. To that lady with the best cackle.
Yeah.
At a Carney event wherein they had the For Canada truck out. Adam van Koeverden, not a smart man. He was pretty at one point in his life. I guess that's enough for the Liberals. Let's show this clip of Adam van Koeverden wearing his, I think that's his Hudson's Bay Olympic jacket. He was an Olympic kayaker. Someone should tell him the Bay doesn't really exist anymore thanks to liberal inflation, which is what they blamed it on. But anyways, this is Ezra's interaction with Adam van Koeverden, and just this lady here in the blonde, she's really enjoying herself here in this interaction. You can tell by her smile behind her sunglasses.
My favorite video of the year. It's my favorite video of the year.
Worried about the Chinese connection with Paul Chang. Like, it sort of shines a spotlight on Mark Carney's connections with China and the fact we still don't know who the 11 MPs were. How do you feel about standing with Paul Chang after his outlandish comments?
I feel very confident in the future of the Liberal Party under the leadership of Mark Carney.
But what about the Chinese connection, though?
If you'd allow me to finish, Ezra, I'm very, very confident in the confidence that Canada has put in Mark Carney, and I'm very, very confident that Paul Chang has been accountable for his comments.
How has he been accountable?
With his words and with his comments. Anyways,
that's enough for you? Just like saying sorry and he can still stay? Like, he called for a man to be kidnapped.
Look, it wasn't something that I said, Ezra, and I think the Prime Minister said it best. It's a moment that we can all learn from. Thanks for your question.
But what's the lesson that we've learned?
Thanks, Ezra.
Who is that there?
I think he's some soft porn model. He always takes his shirt off. He's always taking his shirt off.
Oh, that lady's so great. Ezra's so sharp. But
he has confidence in the confidence, and he is very confident about the confidence, and that is his answer. I mean, just
plot twist. Plot twist, though. Paul Chang resigned. Paul Chang was not as confident in Paul Chang getting away with a kidnapping plot against his conservative opposition, Joe Tay, than I guess Adam van Koeverden was.
Yes, Adam, is not the sharpest of marbles, is he? Is not the sharpest of marbles. Like, okay to look at, but never underestimate what a pretty boy can do to the people of Canada. We are just coming off that hard learning curve, Canada, because the reason why Justin Trudeau, in addition to his name, in addition to the nepotism that runs so deep in the Liberal Party of Canada, was that he was pleasant to look at back in 2015. And the Liberal women rewarded him for, so we do need to keep an eye on the things that Adam van Koeverden says. And do tell me what he's done now, Sheila.
Yes, I have been keeping an eye on him. I watch Adam van Koeverden just for the stupidity level. You know, like anybody can get elected in this country. I guess that's the moral of this story. I watch him as ferociously as I do Chrystia Freeland's energetic campaign. I think she had like 24 people to a campaign event the other day. But Adam van Koeverden, this is what he tweets the other day. And this is after Stephen Harper, great friend to Israel, the first Canadian Prime Minister to speak at the Israeli Knesset, says, congrats to Pierre Poilievre on his endorsement from Stephen Harper. He joins felons like Conrad Black, conspiracy fraudsters like Alex Jones, Nazi saluters like Elon Musk. Okay, he said, from my heart to yours. And far-right influencers, Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's a far-right influencer now? The anti-tariff guy?
He did sit down with Danielle Smith, which means that he has to be lumped in that far-right category. So, yeah. Far be it for us to remind the Liberals, whom Adam van Koeverden is running for, that they applauded an actual Nazi in the House of Commons. Like, far be it for us to remind him that actually happened. But this is par for the course for the Liberals, Sheila. Like, it doesn't matter how great an audience or how well built the audience is. If you come out on side of the conservatives, they are going to attack you. They are going to lump you in with all of the people that have whose names get put in scare quotes in the mainstream media. Jordan Peterson, P.S. I saw him in Regina this last Friday. So inspiring, so thoughtful, and so committed to undoing the harms that have been done to us in Canada over these last couple of years. And yet this is a man who's completely terrifying to the Liberal Party of Canada and to the left as a whole.
Right. Like Jordan Peterson is somebody who doesn't believe in toxic masculinity. In fact, I think he's sort of someone who believes that masculinity might save the world from itself. It's saved the world from itself several times, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But Adam van Koeverden, he's got his pronouns in his bio in case any of you were confused by his shirtless photos. But yeah, I mean, this is a guy who's running under the banner of a prime minister who said, we agree with Hamas. And this is someone who is a caucus mate with a couple of women who went on what looked like a first date, although they got to second base, with Mahmoud Abbas. So they're holding his hand, Yara Sachs, and I think it was Karina Gould. No,
Nope.
Melanie Joly. Joly.
Yeah.
There's so many women applauding Nazis and Nazi adjacent Islamofascists these days in the Liberal Party that I can't keep track of them all. So yeah, Yara Sachs and Melanie Joly went on a mission to make friends with Mahmoud Abbas. This is the guy behind the Pay for Slay campaign. So if you're wondering why Gaza is a hellscape of squalor, it's the likes of these people here. They take Western aid dollars meant to help Palestinians, and then they use them to pay people for committing acts of terror against Palestinians. You get extra money if you kidnap them. You get extra money if you kill an IDF soldier. So what they do is they keep the economy of the Palestinian areas artificially repressed so that killing Israelis becomes a business model, a desirable career, and your way out of the crushing poverty these people inflict on you. That's why they're so against the joint Israeli-Palestinian industrial park areas, like the places where SodaStream has Israelis and Palestinians working side by side in peace and harmony for a greater goal. But anyways, these two, that's an actual Islamo-Nazi standing right there. That guy believes the same things as Hitler about the Jewish people. So I've got a real tough time listening to Adam van Koeverden pointing at calling people Nazis when this is what we see. Second base with Mahmoud Abbas. And then, of course, parading around Yaroslav Hunka, that's Karina Gould, parading around Yaroslav Hunka through the parliament and then through the prime minister's office, and then trying to hide their tracks after the fact.
Right, getting it wiped from the Hansard, didn't they? Didn't they
did
try
their
and get it?
best.
Yeah, yeah, that didn't happen. We don't want to bring that up. We'll just delete it from the record. No, we all saw, and we're not.
Look
Oh,
at
there,
this.
yeah,
Second base with a Nazi.
yeah,
Look at them.
yeah.
Why?
Look at
Because
that.
they celebrated him because he fought Russians.
The
That's how
Russians.
Russia deranged they are, that they
Yeah.
forget that Russia was on our side.
Our side
The-
in the Second
The
World War.
Eastern Front was the Russians.
Yeah, sure was. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they stood up and applauded him as a hero,
Yeah.
hero.
He was in the SS.
Yep, the Ukrainian.
So-
Yeah, the Ukrainian. Anyway, that's
Thanks,
rich of
Adam.
That's rich of Adam van Koeverden to do that for us, and but it's par for the course for Liberals. There is no bottom to their attacks. There is no bottom to try and link people together in crazy ways. If a Conservative gets an endorsement, they are going to smear the person that gave the endorsement, and this is just what the left does in Canada. This is
And
just
okay,
what
so
they do.
this one is pretty rich because once again, Stephen Harper's full statements are on video at the rally. 15,000 people in person saw what Stephen Harper said about Trump and the liberals. And what Stephen Harper said, and I'm going to paraphrase here because he had like a 12 or 15-minute speech, but you were there with me. Yeah. He said, the problem with crime, housing, the economy, the social decay that you see all around us, the squishing of the middle class. When Stephen Harper left us, by the way, we had the world's wealthiest middle class. Now it's all but extinct. And he said, all the problems that you're looking at around the world within your Canadian bubble, those things were done by the liberals to you before Trump ever came along, and to never lose sight of that.
Oh, hi, it's Ezra Levant here in Toronto with an important message because we need your help. Independent journalism in Canada is under attack. Government censors, big tech deplatformers, and the dying legacy media are all working together to maintain exclusive control on the information you receive. They don't want you to hear other voices like ours, and they really don't want you to be informed and to think for yourself. That's why the work we do here at Rebel News is so important. Our on-the-ground reporting, independent news shows, and special content you won't find anywhere else. It's all designed to give you trustworthy information and alternative viewpoints so you can decide for yourself. We don't get government money, and we are not owned by some big global conglomerate. We're funded by people just like you, so please support independent journalism and help us continue our work by subscribing and becoming a Rebel News Plus member today, right here on the page. Go to rebelnewsplus.com. Members get instant access to all of our shows, invitations to exclusive events, and access to our premium content like live event footage and documentaries you won't see anywhere else. Only Rebel News Plus members can join the conversation by participating in the comments section of our new website. That way you can have your say too.